Hey, welcome back. So now we're going to get into the next group of protozoans. This is Chromalveolata. And so some of our algae are found within this group. Dinoflagellates, diatoms, brown and golden algae are the organisms that are found. So all algae are photosynthetic. They can be unicellular or multicellular. And actually, when we say protozoans can be unicellular or multicellular, it's because algae are now put into the group protozoans that we say that, because most, I'll say, well, all other protozoans other than algae are always going to be unicellular. There are many important groups of algae. So we have phytoplankton in this group. Phytoplankton produce the oxygen for the ecosystems, the aquatic ecosystems. We have some dinoflagellates that can produce algal bloom. So red tides are a form of algal bloom, and when red tides occur, that's usually associated with high amounts of organic materials being in the aquatic ecosystem. And this can cause problems because when lots and lots of algae are there, dinoflagellates, they can produce chemicals. Those chemicals in general aren't going to cause you problems, but what happens is we have shellfish that eat these algae and that get this toxic um, chemical inside of their system, and it amplifies. The more they eat, the more they have. And then if we eat shellfish associated with these algal blooms, it can cause paralytic shellfish poisoning, and that is deadly. Which is why if there's algal blooms, they'll have signs saying, hey, you cannot collect shellfish in this area. And if you do, then you're going to possibly end up with this disorder that can kill you because it paralyzes you. It basically causes you to be unable to breathe. So very dangerous. And then we have brown algae that are also part of this group. Brown algae are multicellular. They are marine seaweed or kelp, and people oftentimes grow kelp in kelp farms because we like to eat this type of algae. So here's a dinoflagellate. Very pretty little structure. You can see that it has a flagella as well. The flagella fits between the plates of the dinoflagellate, and the flagella actually allows it to move very quickly through the environment. So now let's talk about the group Excavata. Excavata all have an excavate, which is a depression on the surface of the cell. The cells are typically flagellated, and they are in general unicellular. An example is Giardia lamblia, which causes giardiasis. Giardiasis occurs when you drink water contaminated with this protozoan. It gets into your system and causes diarrhea. So, can cause severe diarrhea, actually. It's very pretty little organisms. The next organism is Trypanosoma brucei, which causes African sleeping sickness. Trypanosoma cruzi causes Chagas disease. So oftentimes I tell you, you have to give me the full name of an organism, because there's oftentimes different organisms within the same genus that cause different diseases. And here's an example. So Trypanosoma brucei causes African sleeping sickness. This is vectored by a tsetse fly, and it causes severe fever, lethargy, and eventually a coma state. This organism is really hard to kill. So when you're trying to get rid of a protozoan, like I said, protozoans are hard to kill because they're eukaryotes. Well, so in general, all these organisms are much more dangerous and hard to kill because they are eukaryotes. So it's hard to choose what you're going to target, because a lot of those targets are in our cells as well. But this organism, we have an immune system that will attack these different organisms. These organisms would be considered foreign, and foreign organisms are going to be called, well, foreign antigens, and our immune system attacks those foreign antigens, okay? But Trypanosoma brucei has this awesome mechanism called antigenic variation. What antigenic variation does is it allows them to change their surface antigens. So as soon as your immune system starts building up an army against this protozoan, the protozoan switches its surface antigens, and then the immune system can't attack it because doesn't recognize it. And it has to build a new army. So this can last for years, and it can put you into a serious sleep-like state, and eventually death. Trypanosoma cruzi causes Chagas disease. Chagas disease is vectored by the kissing bug, and this can be found in the States as well, or in America. I won't say in. I think that there have been some cases of the kissing bug in the U.S. now, which means Chagas disease could move here. And I'm confident that the kissing bug is here. But the symptoms are anemia. You can have heart problems, nervous system problems, glandular problems, and if it's not treated, then death would typically occur. Not as serious as this. Actually, there are areas in Africa where, because there's the tsetse fly is found there, that it is uninhabitable because of this disease. So it's a very dangerous disease. Chagas disease does have treatments, and I did not look up the treatments. Apologies for that, but it's not as serious as African sleeping sickness. So here is the life cycle for Trypanosoma brucei and African sleeping sickness. So tsetse fly takes a blood meal, and when it does so, it infects this individual with the Trypanosoma brucei. So Trypanosoma brucei lives in the bloodstream and lymph, and it replicates via binary fission. Tsetse fly takes a blood meal and ingests the trypanosoma. The trypanosoma moves to the midgut and multiplies inside of the tsetse fly via binary fission. Trypanosoma transforms into an infectious stage, enters the salivary glands of the fly, and then he can infect another individual. Archaeplastida is the last group we talk about, and so this is the rest of the algae. So these are green and red algae. These are unicellular, they're multicellular. They all have chlorophyll A and B. They're similar to plants. The red algae is really important because this is what produces agar, which is what we use in our media. And carrageenan is another solidifying agent produced by red algae that is used in food industries. So I'm going to stop here and we'll get into our ailments in our next video, okay? Bye.